Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Big A with Big A's Baits. This evening we're going to be going over a couple cheap and easy fishing hacks that will make every fisherman's day just a little bit easier. Now, this could be for the avid fisherman or just somebody who likes to fish every now and then. Either way, both these cheap hacks, you can either do it yourself or at least get pretty cheap if you don't have the means to do it yourself. So what's first, you might ask? The first one is this little guy right here. Now you might say, what the heck is that? Well, this is actually a 3D printed wall reel mount holder. Now the way this guy works is, as you can see, you have that hole right there in the center. So you can attach this to any type of wall surface pretty much that you want, as long as you have the correct tools. So sheetrock, gotcha. Have a sheetrock anchor, screw it right to the wall, and it'll hold your reel right up. Wood, obviously, anything like that. Now the way this guy works, and the way this specifically one is designed, is this one will work with almost any spinning reel. From size 1000 all the way up to like 3000 for your big catfish spinning reel, stuff like that. Now this particular one will also work for bigger bait casters. I just printed this one because I primarily crappie fish, so I don't have a huge use for bait casters unless I'm out bass fishing. But anyways, how this will work is you'd attach this to wherever you deem fit in your garage, and then you simply set it in here, rotate it 90 degrees, it snaps in place, and then you have it up on your wall and out of your way. Now one thing that everybody knows is these aren't necessarily cheap. Even the cheap ones aren't necessarily cheap. But this guy right here, I see these online all the time for right around $1 a piece. So that's still a pretty good investment versus like leaving your reel thrown around the garage, lost, misplaced, accidentally get something thrown on it or bend it or break it. And if you 3D print these, I want to say that my 3D printer said that it used about 35 cents worth of material to print this one little reel mount. And like I said, it's super easy again. Attach it to the wall, stick it in there, it'll be on the wall. You rotate it 90 degrees, she's in there. Like I said, they're pretty firm, depending on what type of filament you use if you're a 3D printer. But like I said, I'm applying quite a bit of pressure. So they're pretty durable for, like I said, a few cents or $1 if you're buying them online. Now the next one, the bass guys will like, and that is your treble hook guards. Now, I made these myself, and I was actually super surprised with how cheap they were. So now this is a crappie crankbait for guys that pull for crappie, but these two little treble hook guards cost 3 cents for both of them to 3D print. Now, there's also files for a medium size. My 3D printer said it was almost 3 cents for one. And then you have your large treble hook guards, which also it said cost 3 cents. So you figure if you're throwing crankbaits, you're looking at 6 cents, for both. Now, this particular style I chose to use not only because it was effective, it worked, because there were some different styles out there, but I like this style because as you can see, it has a hole that goes completely through at the bottom there. And one reason I like that is we've all got caught in the rain when we're out fishing. We've all got a little bit of overspray if the conditions were a little bit rough. And the thing that I liked about it is a lot of times these sit in our tackle box or our Plano box for a long period of time. We've all had water get in there, no matter how waterproof or water resistant they are. It just happens. So the one thing I liked was that it had that little bit larger diameter hole at the bottom, which allowed air to get in there to dry things out, and obviously water to escape. So that way you didn't have that water trapped in there and it just sitting on your hooks, rusting it. So I kind of liked that aspect of this. But like I said, if you don't know what these are, the treble hook guards are super easy to use. Essentially, you just line it up on your crankbait with your hook. You would just pop these in and then it guards your treble hook. But like I said, this is what they would look like on about any style bait. The thing that's nice about them, guys, is for literally 3 cents for these smaller ones or 6 cents for the big one, you have a reusable solution for a long time. And like I said, if you throw multiple crankbaits, you don't have to worry about them getting all tangled up. Treble hooks caught in itself and other ones. You don't have to worry about poking your fingers when you are untangling them. But like I said, super easy. You literally would just pop these treble hooks right off, or the treble hook guards right off. Attach it, you're ready to fish. Throw these guys right back in the tackle box. You're done for the day. You want to switch out lures, not a problem. You just grab them. You simply just line your slots right back up, push them right back in. Bam. And just like that, you're ready to go. And like I said, they're pretty stiff. They're pretty durable. They're not going to come off it and take a pretty decent beating in your tackle box. And like I said, guys, 3 cents, 6 cents. These, like I said, I do see online. They're actually pretty cheap online also. I want to say most of the time I see them for about $5 for 50 of them. So again, still pretty cheap, cost effective. And like I said, it protects your fingers, protects your baits. It makes it a lot faster for just reaching in if you're switching out crankbaits pretty frequently. So like I said, guys, those are 2 cheap, easy fishing hacks that you can do it yourself if you have a 3D printer or a friend that does. Also, both these files were free. So if you even know somebody that 3D prints, you can just Google, fishing accessory STL files, and a lot of different, neat little things come up. But like I said, guys, I appreciate you sticking with us. If you stuck with us this far, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe to the channel. We are trying to grow the channel, trying to make you guys some new content. If you're an avid fisherman, please go over to our Facebook page at Big A's Baits Everything Fishing. Also check out our Etsy store, which is Big A's Baits. If you're a crappie fisherman, especially, I assure you, you'll see some stuff on that you probably won't see in other stores. That's what we're really known for, is our crappie baits. But if you're a bass fisherman, we have you covered too. We make quite a bit of bass fishing baits. And ice fishermen, we started taking care of you guys last winter. You guys asked, we listened, so we have a pretty decent variety and colors of ice fishing baits now as well. So as always, God bless everybody and have fun out there on the water. We'll see you next time.